the first episode of The Additional News. This channel is starting with this first video here today. And today we're going to be talking about the situation of the coronavirus as it stands right now. The reason why this channel is created is because in the future we will be looking at types of news that bigger channels are not able to cover and that are actually still very important to mankind. But right now we'll be concentrating on the coronavirus, and we'll be able to concentrate on it also looking at the situation of Italy pretty much in depth, because I personally come from the country and I have personal connections with people over there. Therefore, it's going to make it also even better for me to be able to get notice of what is going on. So let's start with our first piece of our bucket list here, and we're going to start looking at what is actually going on right now, the current situation in the world. This site is called Worldometer. It's a very good website. It's pretty much almost live, and I will link the link to this site in the description below. At least you all will be able to see this. As you can see, the whole count is 218,996, and if you scroll down, you'll be able to see a bit of percentages. And what we really want to focus on, we want to focus on the closed cases right here, which you can see that 84,795, 90% pretty much, have recovered from the virus, and 8,953, which is 10%, actually died. Meaning that technically we have a 10% death rate right now in the whole world from this virus. You can't technically create that death rate by looking at the cases that still are present, because those are cases that have not had an outcome. Therefore, these are cases that it's good to know that they're there, but we still don't know what their outcome is. Well, instead over here, we do know these are cases with an outcome and all that. Now, having said that, let's look into a bit of the situation. You can go down on the page and you can see a bit of things of what's going on. And Italy is really taking a huge hit here. They had 4,207 new cases, 475 deaths in one day yesterday alone. And I did make a calculation in respect to the people that have died and the people that have recovered in Italy, and it comes out to be a 42.5% death rate. Now, this percentage of death rate actually has been pretty consistent in the last week or so, and it's been going from 42% to actually up to 47%. We're seeing a pretty big amount of deaths in Italy, and personally, my experience is there are a lot of people that do smoke cigarettes and vapes and all that kind of stuff, and I will talk about this in another video, but there is a doctor in Riverside, and he's explained how actually smoking can increase your percentage of death from the virus for a great deal, actually. Therefore, one good thing would be try to not smoke as much as you can. And the other thing is, Italy has a pretty strong presence of an elderly population. People over 65 are pretty subject to and way at a higher risk of death from this virus, because this virus does affect your lower respiratory tract. And therefore, the immune system of elderly people is way weaker than the one in teenagers and in people between in their 30s and their 20s. So having said that, we can look at also the situation in Italy, in the United States. Sorry, guys. You do see that last day, 2,934 cases actually were shown. CDC has started actually testing finally, and we've had a total of 153 deaths. Now, this is bound to just go up, which is absolutely very interesting to see, and I just would advise people to stay home as much as they can. Just go outside for work if strictly necessary. Go to do grocery shopping. Make sure to wear masks. Keep a safe distance from people around you without being rude, obviously. But that's definitely one of the things you want to do. Now, the other thing is we're going to move away now from this website right now, and we're going to move to a document that I really wanted to show you. It's very important, especially for people here that live in Orange County. So I'm going to pull it up right now. All right, guys, so here is this document that I wanted to pull up and actually show you guys. This document actually was released on the 17th. That means this was released yesterday at 2:26 p.m. If you guys don't know what that means, it comes from the Orange County Operation Area Emergency Operations Center. This document right here, which is signed and all that kind of stuff, is pretty much stating that the county of Orange is under lockdown. And this is effective immediately and continuing until 11:59 p.m. on March 31st, 2020. Now, what is actually very interesting is there's a lot of things that you can read here, and you can actually pull this article directly from the Orange County website. And if you want to, please just comment below, and I will make sure to make this available to you guys. But the bottom line of this is the part down here. It says, as Director of Emergency Services of Orange County, I am authorized to promulgate regulations for the protection of life and property pursuant in the government code, blah, 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 blah. And pretty much what this is stating also is, if you do read this, you'll find out that actually police officers are allowed to ticket you if you're outside for a reason that is not groceries, medical, or work with work permit. And you can actually go to jail for it as well. So I did want to throw this in here in this video, guys, because I feel this is very important. I want to get this out there. I want to make this very, very important. People in Orange County, do not get out of your houses if you don't actually need to. I repeat, don't get out of your houses if you actually don't need to. Lots of places have closed, lots of people are not getting paid, and a ticket is definitely one of the last things that you're going to want to see on your books of payments to do. So having said that, let's move to a part of MedCram's video where they kind of explained the MU-LBSTA scale, which is pretty much for the death of COVID-19. And we're going to go to a video here actually about this, and we're going to look at this together. This is a doctor from Riverside, and he's explaining how some of these things are very important and actually can create issues and how you can pretty much prevent it.
So the question is what do you do? Well, I've got no studies, can't tell you for a fact that this works, but here's some steps that I think you may want to consider. Number one is avoid public bathrooms, if possible. Number two, wash hands. And what I would say here is use paper towels, if possible, to touch anything in public bathrooms. So walking into the bathroom, usually it's a push, you can use your foot. Obviously, you want to have a barrier between you and the toilet seat. When you're done, if you can, you probably want to close the toilet cover. So if you flush, it doesn't aerosolize. Of course, that's going to be for you not to spread it to someone else. But of course, you can't prevent other people from doing that. Washing your hands for at least 20 seconds. Okay, some people say sing happy birthday in your mind twice to get to 20 seconds. I would also carry hand sanitizer. You would not believe how many times you touch your face, you scratch your nose, you put your finger in your mouth. These are all entryways. Another big thing, if you have children, teach them all of these things. So the second thing I wanted to get to really quickly was this Lancet article where they included now 99, which is the most to date, people with pneumonia with the Wuhan coronavirus. And the average age here was 55 years old, 67% men, 50% chronic disease, 83% had fever, 82% had cough, 31% had shortness of breath. Interestingly, only 2% had diarrhea, 17% had ARDS, and 11% died, as opposed to the original paper, which said 15%. Now we're getting a little bit more granular because we have more N. Now, this brings us to another interesting thing, which was the prediction score for those that were going to die, followed something called an MULBSTA score for viral pneumonia. And I'll include that in the description below. It's a very nice article. And what did it look for? Well, there are actually a number of things that you could look for in these patients to help tell you, is this someone that's going to die or is this someone that's not going to die? Number one was multi-lobar infiltrates. Number two was lymphocytes less than 0.8. Number three was bacterial co-infection. Number six was someone who had hypertension, which I'll abbreviate HTN. Number 7 was age greater than 60 years of age. So for multilobar infiltrates, they got 5 points, and you want to have the least amount of points possible. For low lymphocytes, they got 4 points. For bacterial co-infection, 4 points. Acute smoker, 3 points. If you were a quit smoker, 2 points. Hypertension was 2 points, and age greater than 60 was 2 points. So I'll give you some examples here. If you had 0 points, your chances of dying from viral pneumonia was 0.47%. If you had 6 points, it was 2.9%. If you had 12 points, it was 15%. And if it was 22 points, and of course this can go up to as high as 22 points, but it was basically greater than 69%. And this was a very nice prediction method to determine in a viral pneumonia if someone would die, and it followed it pretty closely, even for other viruses.
Okay, so I feel like that was actually very nice piece of video to look at, and actually felt that was very interesting to actually know, and the fact that that kind of shows you a little bit about why the population in Italy is pretty much having issues, and most of it is because of elderly and smoking. So that was absolutely amazing. So the other thing that we're going to be talking about, which is the last thing we'll be talking about on this video, is actually going to be a bit more on the nicer side. On the fun note, there are people just singing songs, like literally singing songs in Italy from their balconies, and they're singing a specific song. And I wanted to actually share this, guys, with you, because in a time like this, people are just passing their time, and they're making the best of all this situation, and staying home and keeping themselves locked in their houses and all that kind of stuff. So it's actually very nice that people are actually looking at the things in this way, and I'll play you this video right now.
E allora sì, abbracciami più forte, che pochi se ne fu. Tutto deve passare insieme, così di mano non esiste niente giù. Abbracciami più forte, non mi voglio ricordare. Abbracciami più forte, perché voglio stare fuori. Abbracciami più forte. Un canto di balcone in balcone, bellissimo.
So having seen that, I'm going to close this episode of the additional news, the first episode. I hope that you liked this news and this information that I was able to give you, especially, I repeat again, about Orange County and its lockdown till the 31st. Do stay at home if not strictly needed to go out. It's the best of interest for everybody. That's it for this evening. That's it for today, and I will see you guys in the next news video.